Howdy, welcome back everybody. Now today we're in the cubby or cabinet corner, as I guess what I'll call it. But today we're going to be actually focusing on, as stated in the last video, chords of sequence that are in the minor scale. And someone's trying to get a hold of me. I can't see who it is. Oh well. So anyway, to get on with the chords of the minor scale, it's another rule day, so be prepared, and we're just going to go through them one at a time. Doing any type of sequencing in the minor scale isn't necessarily practicable because of the ways in which the voices would need to be connected between all of the chords. So that's why there are minute, detailed rules for each connection that can be made, and we're going to see that it's a really fragmented type of sequencing. So the very first chord that we get if we build a seventh off the first scale degree is a minor major chord. This is the James Bond chord, and so because of this chord structure, it doesn't lend itself to resolution at all, so therefore we really can't use it. Then there's the half diminished chord of the seventh that's going to be built off the second scale degree. That can be used, but it can only resolve into the dominant. The augmented minor built off of the third scale degree is used. Someone's trying to get hold of me, but it isn't used all that often, simply because when you're using this chord, you have to lead the fifth, that augmented fifth, upward, and it's really hard to do that in a proper resolution with the seventh. Then there is the minor seventh chord that's built off of scale degree 4. This one is used quite often, and it often goes to the diminished triad. However, with these types of voice leadings that we're going to be seeing, we have to remember that there shouldn't be a doubling of any leading tones, and there shouldn't be any type of leaps of an augmented second in the voice leading. Then there's the major seventh chord built off of the sixth scale degree. This one is also used rather often, but it's also going to be resolving into a particular chord, the particular chord being the seventh chord built off the second scale degree. Then we have a favorite chord of mine, which is the fully diminished seventh chord, but that fully diminished seventh chord, even though it has a lot of utility, doesn't function too well in sequences according to the Tchaikovsky treatise, so we're going to be treating it as if though it cannot be led in the voice leading. So therefore we can only make we can only make fragments of sequences using chords of the seventh built off of 2, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And besides these, we can go ahead and jump to the example and see how they are actually used. So this is the first example where there's actually some really nasty figured bass in it. It took me a hot minute to figure out, and some of them are a little bit illogical, but for the most part I feel like they can be figured out. Also, in the portion of the figure bass at the very end where there's that 8-7 movement, I don't know why I put it in the soprano at the end. I think I was just fatigued. It could have easily gone into the tenor, go do, re, do, te. So that's just how it turned out in this, but other than that, it's a decent example, and here you go. And that's about it for today, so hopefully everything makes sense and is very clear. We're done with chords of sequences, and we're going to be moving on to, if I'm not mistaken, let me check because I have handy dandy notes here. Yes, it's going to be the last chapter of the second section tomorrow, which is crazy because the third section probably is going to fly by, and then boom, we're in the second part of the treatise. So I'm looking forward to it. Other than that, let me know if you liked it. If you didn't like it, that's fine by me. But in the meantime, peace.